Welcome to the lesson on Paul Stephenson. You've heard of Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, and Malcolm X, but today you are going to learn about a Black British hero who helped change the way people of color are treated in this country.
Paul Stephenson was born in Essex and grew up in London. In 1953, he joined the RAF as a cadet and served until 1960. After the RAF, he went to college to study youth work before moving into Bristol in 1962 to be a youth and community development worker and a supply teacher.
Bristol in the early 1960s had an estimated 3,000 residents of West Indian origin, some who had served in the British military, like Paul. They suffered discrimination in housing and employment, and some encountered violence from teddy boy gangs of white British youths.
The Bristol Omnibus Company had been happy to take money from black and Asian passengers but would not employ black or Asian workers. There was a reported labor shortage on the buses, but black prospective employees were refused work as bus crews, although they were employed in lower paid positions in workshops and canteens.
A group of young West Indian men called Roy Hackett, Owen Henry, Audley Evans, and Prince Brown formed an action group. They decided that Paul Stephenson would be their spokesperson. He set up a test case to prove the color bar existed by arranging an interview with the bus company for Guy Bailey. When Stephenson told the company that Bailey was West Indian, the interview was cancelled.
Inspired by the refusal of Rosa Parks to give up her seat on a bus in Alabama and the ensuing Montgomery bus boycott in the United States, the activists decided on a bus boycott in Bristol.
On the 28th of August, 1963, it was announced that there would be no more discrimination in employing bus crews. It was on the same day that Martin Luther King made his famous "I Have a Dream" speech at the March on Washington. The following month, Rafbir Singh, a Sikh, became Bristol's first non-white bus conductor. A few days later, 2 Jamaican and 2 Pakistani men joined him.
This success wasn't without sacrifice though. Stephenson lost his job as a supply teacher for being too controversial. But this didn't deter him. In 1964, a year after the successful bus boycott, the manager of the Bay Horse pub in Bristol kicked him out because he was black. He started a one-man sit-in to protest the decision which, along with the bus boycott, helped bring about the Race Relations Act of 1965, overturning the color bar. 60 years later, the same pub unveiled a beer named after Stephenson.
In 2024, in his late 80s and suffering from Parkinson's disease, Stephenson spoke about the importance of everyone doing their bit to stop racism. He said every generation has a duty to fight against racism, otherwise it will find its way into our country and into our homes. Addressing this challenge is our duty if we wish to seek a happy and prosperous existence.